It's a few individuals got my goat, and then when I complained about those individuals getting my goat to the board of the church, they dismissed my complaint. I sent my complaint down to Boston, which is the head office of the UUA.
Okay.
And
Actually.
Boston is where the Unitarian Universalist has its little Vatican, as it were. When I complained to the people who are responsible for dealing with clergy misconduct about the intolerant and abusive behavior that I'd been subjected to by the previous minister of this church, they wrote back and said that the minister's behavior was within the appropriate guidelines of ministerial leadership. So in other words, like, oh, he didn't do anything wrong, it's perfectly acceptable.
Did you expect anything else?
I expected them to tell him to retract his words and apologize.
I'd retract which words?
He labeled an interreligious event that it organized as a cult. He labeled me psychotic, and he wrote off my theistic religious...
You do have a bias here, but anyway, go ahead.
Whoa, hang on. I have a bias?
Yeah.
What bias do I have?
You have a reason that sort of for your personal affront to this church.
Yes.
Not everybody's out here protesting. You don't have a group here. You have you.
Right.
You know, you don't have a group of people here helping you out.
Right.
Working this out.
Right. So what's the
and
problem?
your negotiation is probably wrong.
What?
Your negotiations are probably wrong.
What negotiating?
Well, you're not negotiating. You're not talking to anybody.
It's not me.
You're putting out blatant...
No. It's not me that's not negotiating. I've actually told the church many, many times that I'm prepared to suspend this protest.
You're telling... They're
the ones that refuse
this line in the sand. If you don't come over to me, look
No,
out. I'm coming. That's what you're doing.
Well, maybe I have good reasons for that.
Why?
Do the people protesting in favor of gay marriage have a reason for protesting in favor of gay marriage? Yes or no?
But lots
yes
of people...
or no?
Yes, I agree with that.
So, good. So, maybe I have good reasons for doing what I'm doing.
No. I'd say you're right about people. You're not a people. You're a person.
So what? It's just one person that's not important.
What I'm trying to say, no, in this case,
you're starting to make it.
You're making a statement as an individual,
right?
But you're taking it to the extreme.
No. Hang on. No. I'll tell you what's.
You're right.
I'll tell you what's
a problem.
I'll tell you what's taking things to the extreme. Labeling an interreligious event as a cult is taking things to an extreme.
That's what you did. You just did.
No, that's what the minister did to my interreligious event. That's why I complained against them. Because when you say cult regarding someone's religious activities, it's about the worst slander.
So are you part of an organization?
I used to be a member of this church.
Really?
Yes. In fact, the interreligious event that I'm talking about was held originally in this church.
Right.
And then
why did you leave the church then?
I was kicked out for complaining about the anti-religious intolerance and bigotry that I was subjected to by the minister.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting. And if you want to know more about it, I would suggest going on the internet. There's lots about it. But here's the thing. It's not just this church. The vast majority of churches...
No.
Let me finish, because you're going to agree with this. The minute I tell you this, you're actually going to go, yeah, you're right. The vast majority of churches, when you complain about bad behavior on the part of a minister, what do? Do they side with you, or do they side with the minister? You tell me now.
Can I tell you?
You tell me. Now, answer my question. When a person,
male European descent,
right? So was the minister.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. Oh, I guess you got the same problem then.
No. Yes. In a way.
You don't?
I've lived
Yes or fucking no.
with more cultures than you have.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
And when I was in Hawaii.
Right. Oh, you're in Hawaii.
One of the things I can tell you about.
You're not a Unitarian from Hawaii, are you?
I've been in the Unitarian Church off and on.
Okay, because I know some Unitarians.
I don't even go anymore, but that's not the point.
Okay, so you're in Hawaii, and you've got the Polynesian culture.
The Hawaiians, after 200 years, are finally getting back their culture.
Right.
And one of the things I couldn't understand about Hawaiians, when I was there for about 3 weeks, is there was something bothering me, and I bought a book. It was Elders.
Right.
When I came back, I said, "Well, I'll read it when I come back."
Right.
Oh, Liz is in there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
At the front there. And when I came back, I read this book.
Right.
And the thing that bothered me hit me with this book.
Right.
They don't confront anybody.
Right.
They do not argue.
Hawaiians.
They do not argue. They do not confront.
hang on a sec.
I'm not saying the Mormons, who are big down there. I meant the Hawaiians.
Yeah, I know,
the true people.
I'm wondering about the Hawaiians, because aren't they basically Polynesian, like similar to the Maoris?
They were Polynesian,
Right,
yes, but
right.
New
Well, if I
Zealand's
remember-
an
if I-
isolated island compared
yeah,
to the
but what
Hawaiians. Come on.
Okay, but what I'm
And
getting
so
at
was
is...
Easter Island,
so it's-
isolated
yeah.
too, and they were
Oh, I
Polynesian.
know. Wasn't
But
it
what I'm
Hawaiians
trying to
that
get
killed
at,
Captain
what I'm trying
Cook?
to get at is that you've gone into religion,
Right.
and now you've got a religion. It seems that now, and Quebec's got a religion. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with politics. But
Actually, you can say the same thing about this church, but anyway.
It seems that our white,
Right.
male European heritage
Right.
is still rampant
Right.
on this planet,
Right.
and they are not helping anybody.
Has it occurred to you that
And
that
they
this
have
church might,
taken the
has it occurred to you?
indigenous
Has it
people
occurred to you?
across Canada.
Has it occurred? Yeah. Okay, I'm listening.
And which I have lived with across Canada.
Right,
I've gone
right.
to most powwows and
Right,
that, and
right.
the
I
East
got
Coast,
a
the
fair
West
number
Coast,
myself.
and
That's not living with them,
Manitoba
that's-
and Alberta, and
Right.
I lived
I-
in all these places.
Right.
And
But
I
did you
can't
live on a
believe-
reservation, or did you?
No, I went to the reservation. I didn't
Right.
live on a
Right.
reservation.
Right.
But I met these people,
Right.
and I understand, and I
Right.
support them wholly.
Well, last
And
time I
I'm
checked,
gonna- and you
last
say
time I
about
checked, the Native
religion-
Americans do confront people.
They do. They do.
They do.
But they
In
also
fact,
have
they do.
consensus within their own people.
Right. And I have consensus within myself.
No, yeah. Okay. But what I'm trying to say
and
is
I do actually have support from some other Unitarian Universalists, but they're not here.
Why?
Well, because they're down in Nashville, Tennessee, or they're in other parts of the world. The point being is I've had Unitarian Universalist ministers thank me for what they refer to as my prophetic work regarding confronting clergy abuse and confronting the anti-religious intolerance and bigotry. Another Unitarian Universalist minister years ago referred to this protest as my alternative spiritual practice. Because she understood.
I understand that spiritual point.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to say. You have a religion
this is like
right
this
now.
is I'm a sweet little pussycat
No,
compared to Jesus and his whip in front of the temple. I have not caused any property damage in the whole time. But what I'm getting at is like this is about as
doing
peaceful.
Tonight, though, has nothing to do with the Unitarian Church.
No, it's got everything to do with
It's
the
a
Unitarian.
music program.
I know what it is. It's a public protest.
No, but it's a music program. It's
Right.
not a Unitarian program.
Oh no! This concert tonight is to raise funds for the church's music program.
But it's, yeah. Well,
It's for the churches, and even if it wasn't, let's pretend it wasn't. Let's just pretend it was a music. Let's say somebody rented the church to do a concert. This is a peaceful public protest that is intended to inform the public
I
about
don't think
this
you're
church.
informing anybody, but
You'd
I
be
don't
surprised.
really see that.
I'm informing you right now. You may not be wanting to listen, but you're being informed right now.
I have a problem with prejudice. And
I'm
you're
not
putting
prejudiced.
prejudice on a sign here.
No,
that I see.
where's the prejudice? You show me one thing.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah, you
saying.
see the word prejudice. Yeah, Unitarian prejudice and bigotry sucks you ass receive. So I'm actually protesting against prejudice and bigotry practiced by
I think
Unitarians.
you got too many general.
You just said you don't like prejudice? Well, neither do I, and I'm protesting. So, that was quite the conversation. We're off to a really good start here. Oh, 25 minutes and 53 seconds. So we actually didn't run off the tape. So, heading for half an hour worth of interesting conversation. A little heated at times, partly my fault, but I don't like it when people are obstinately, willfully ignorant and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about when they haven't got a clue what this is about, and they're telling me I don't know what I'm doing. So anyhow, we had a very good conversation with a fellow who I don't recognize, but who's loosely affiliated with the Unitarians. Interesting sort of philosophical discussion. And you'll notice that we brought the heat level down towards the end, which is something I'm normally pretty good at. So, I may get a little hot under the collar when somebody's being a jerk, and this guy was definitely being a jerk, and not to mention the fact that I'd been somewhat provoked by John trying to steal my picket signs. But it's really funny how these people do not understand the concept of a peaceful public protest. I mean, they're both arguing that because this is a concert as opposed to a church service that I shouldn't be protesting. Well, no, I'm telling the public that this church has a problem. I want the public to know that Unitarian Universalists have a problem with anti-religious intolerance and bigotry. I want the public to know that Unitarian Universalists do a terrible job of dealing responsibly with clergy abuse of all kinds. I mean, I didn't even get into the hardcore, clergy sexual misconduct very much. No, I mean, it's just ridiculous, that people don't want to, well, not all people, because as I mentioned to the fellow, there are, good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Having quite the philosophical discussions with people tonight.
Lots of construction, eh?
Yeah, they're putting in pipes. New sewage system from the look of it. So, maybe, I don't know. I suppose I could make a joke about the church being so full of shit that they had to put in new sewage pipes. But maybe on that note I should wrap this up. But yes, I do have a bit of a sense of humor about this, and this church definitely is full of shit in the figurative sense of that phrase.
I'm against all churches.
Yeah, actually, you'd be surprised how many people in this church are against all other churches. So, this passerby says she's against all churches. I just couldn't resist informing her that there's a certain number of anti-religious bigots in the Unitarian Church of Montreal, to say nothing of other Unitarian Universalist churches who think that, the one true religion is Unitarian Universalism, and all the rest are, to use UUA President Reverend Peter Morales' own words from his stump speech announcing his candidacy for president of the UUA, obsolete religions. Yes, that's right. He wrote off Judaism, Christianity, Islam, any number of other unspecified old religions